Lake Realty Showcase. I'm Bob Parcell.
And I'm Steve Furrow.
Thanks for watching us in this cold January weather. Again, we really appreciate what Cable 12 and Jamie, how they help us do this show, and thank you for watching. If there's ever a topic you'd like to have covered, please don't hesitate to give us a call.
Yes, we'd love for you to stop by the office there at 195 South Main Street. That's in the heart of Uptown Rocky Mount. But we'd love for you to stop by the office there and visit with us if you're interested in buying or selling property. We have someone there from 8:30 to 5 Monday through Friday, and certainly be glad to visit with you outside of those hours if you need us to. So just give us a call, send us an email, reach out to us in whatever way you feel most comfortable with. Be glad to try to help you.
Yep. Our websites you see on your screen of mountainlake.com. It's not very difficult to get in touch with one of us or any agent in our office. We'll be glad to try to be as responsive as we can.
So Bob, you talked about welcoming our viewers to reach out to us asking questions, or if they're interested in buying, selling property, we'll be glad to talk with them. So Jenny, I ran into Jenny earlier this week, and Jenny was asking me about, she has some property that, she inherited it, okay? She inherited it. And one of the questions she had for me was, what is the difference in an assessed value and an appraised value? And then what does that, if any, what relationship might those two things have on what our list price might be of a home? So Bob,
What did you tell Jenny? That you was going to cover it on Cable 12?
Wait now. Bob, this is your opportunity here to share with us that wealth of knowledge that you have.
Is Jenny going to call me? Or is she going to call you?
I've already talked to her, Bob.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
Yes, we can talk.
Right. Well, what I would tell Jenny, I think what I tell Jenny is, to my knowledge, the appraised value is what, in this particular county, every 4 years, all properties are assessed by. I was on the Board of Equalization in 2012 and 16, where if you want to challenge your assessed value, you can come in. And I was real impressed with the assessors that the county, or the Commission of Revenue employed to do that. So the assessment is the tax base, or I'm sorry, the value is determined by the assessor's software. And that's what your taxes are based on. It's done every 4 years. And I think the current tax assessment that we see is supposedly the value of your property of January 1st of 2020. So you got to keep in mind that's several years ago. The real estate market has changed significantly with COVID and how prices have escalated. So that's not a real-time number, let's say it that way. It's the value as in this case January 1st, 2020.
Okay.
Keep that in mind. And then we don't pay a high tax rate, in my opinion, in this county. And the point is they don't come into your home, for example. So they look at the outside, they don't know some things you may have done on the inside. So they do a good job, but it's not nearly as thorough as if they were to come in. Right. So the assessment is simply what the Commission of Revenue's office, working with the assessor, has determined the value of your property is of a certain date. And an appraisal is done by a licensed appraiser that comes inside your home, much more thorough, focused on that specific property. I'm not positive. I think an appraiser needs like 1,000 hours to shadow another appraiser to get their license. That's a much thorough, more focused look at a specific property. In terms of list price, I always look at the tax assessment. I don't pay nearly as much attention as I used to. Certainly if a owner has a current appraisal, we'd look very closely at that. And a good appraisal should be right at in my opinion, right near the list price. And in terms of how you would list something, if you had to pick one thing to do, I think when you sell a property, it'd be to try to pick a reasonable price. Buyers are much more educated than they were a few years ago about what might be a fair price. So I would look much closer at an appraisal, certainly than the assessment, to try to determine a list price. But list price, we would go in and look at the house and look at some comps and try to determine what we thought would be a fair price. So list price, I guess, is determined, technically by the owner working with their real estate agent. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense.
But again, I was really impressed after being on that Board of Equalization and how thorough a job the assessors do. You know, I mean, when you think about, I don't know how many parcels are in this county, tens of thousands, and they're supposed to assess every one of them. They have some pretty elaborate software, but again, they don't, you know, they don't go into your property, for example, to see some things you may have done to it that could impact it, or maybe some negative things you have done that would impact it in a negative way.
And that was my next sort of follow-up question was, you talked about assessment, appraisal, list price. It sounds like all of those are, you know, sort of taken in a moment in time. I mean, is it possible that, you know, the county's assessed value may be more than what the property's actually worth?
It could be.
Possible.
Yeah, for example, take a really large home that hasn't been updated in 75 years. Let's say you got 5,000 square feet. Well, 5,000 times any number is a pretty high number.
Sure.
Even if it's $40 a square foot, is that 200,000? I mean, but if the house hasn't been updated, then it may be higher than the list price for sure, simply because you have so much square footage.
Certainly.
I think it's kind of simplistic to say across the board it's always X percent more than the assessed value. You've got to look at each property individually.
And that's where I guess ultimately what I was trying to get at is that, you know, these are, whether it's an appraisal or an assessed value or even an evaluation from Mountain to Lake Realty, you know, what any of those folks are doing is taking the information they have at that point in time and providing you with an opinion.
For sure, and the critical thing to know is that the assessment is every 4 years.
Yeah, yeah, certainly.
As opposed to the appraisal, which might have been yesterday.
That's right, that's right. So, good stuff, Bob.
Well, tell Jenny that, you know, I'll be glad to talk to her. I'm sure you'll give me her number.
I will do that, Bob, right after we get done with this show. But let's talk about some properties.
Let's do it.
All right. First one we're going to talk about is a new property here on Beulah Road in Rocky Mount. 1.37 acres. It's built in 2011. 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths, a little over 1,230 total square feet you see here. So we're going to step inside and get a chance to see this nice living room. I showed you there on the front, really nice front porch. Very inviting, a great place for a rocking chair. We step inside here to the living room. You get a chance to see what's working here. You got an open floor plan with an open family room kitchen, living room area. New painted. I got bamboo hardwood floors here in the living room. Get a chance to see that open floor plan. Here's a shot of the kitchen, dining room area. Come around, here's to the primary bedroom. It includes a walk-in closet, very spacious bathroom with a double vanity, soaking tub, we know Bob enjoys that, separate shower, and a linen closet. Just shot there, there's that soaking tub, Bob. One of these days we're going to get a picture of you in the tub with those bubbles up to your ears. Yep.
Let's move on.
Oh. We'll step out of the primary bedroom and bath there to this is bedroom number 2. This will be bathroom number 2. Again, this is all one level, so it's all one level living. Got it all here on the entry level. We'll come around to bedroom number 3. You can see some of that bedroom, that bamboo flooring we talked about. There's a laundry. Step off the back porch. It's 1.37 acres, so you've got some room here to stretch out, kind of get out and enjoy maybe a game of catch or a little fetch with Fido. But this is Beulah Road in Rocky Mount.
Next we'll come back to this nice home in Franklin Heights, a brick and vinyl home with 1,620 square feet. You see the nice covered front porch, also has a paved drive. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, and you're going to have 1 level living with a laundry on the entry level. Step inside and see the nice living room, a set of gas logs, nice sized kitchen and dining area, double sink, plenty of cabinet space, nice cabinetry. As I mentioned, this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. Great location for this property, and it's just the east side of Rocky Mount, convenient to lots of shopping, and of course you're within the town limits. Hardwood under some of the carpet in this home. Also has a full basement. Updates include an HVAC roughly 4 years ago. Other updates include the kitchen, the water heater, roof, and replacement windows. A couple storage buildings go with it. So if you're looking for a home within the town limits of Rocky Mount on Hilltop Drive, that'll be off of Bernard Road. Great location. Easy to get towards Roanoke, get on 220, or the middle school and the high school is convenient to this location as well.
You got the Walmart right there in the back door. It's all right there.
Yep, good backyard, nice level. And both storage buildings convey. Brick and vinyl home with 1,620 square feet. Full basement on Bernard Road, Hilltop Drive off Bernard Road in Franklin Heights.
So we're going to stay in Rocky Mount. This is a little bit south of town. This is on Sontag Road in Rocky Mount. We've got this a little over 2,000 square feet, like 2,100 total square feet here. There's 1,000 on the entry level, over 1,000 on the entry level, and then has a full walkout basement on the lower level, another 1,000 feet there. 3 bedrooms, 1 full bath. A great home here to get started, get rolling. Sits on 2.5 acres on Sontag Road. Of course, you think about the location there as we move through. Pictures here of the kitchen. But you think about location here out of Rocky Mount, you'd come 220 south and take a left on Sontag Road. This home is approximately not quite 8 miles down Sontag Road. Still Rocky Mount address, but a great, just a convenient location there. But sits on 2.5 acres, so privacy. Got an opportunity to kind of be yourself and not have to worry about anyone else bothering you here in this 3-bedroom and 1 bath on Sontag Road with the Rocky Mount address. So we're going to show you a couple of land listings now. This is Philpott Road in Henry. And actually the next listing I'm going to show you is the one that's adjacent, so it happens to be on a different road. But 2 large tracts. This is 88 acres here on Philpott Road. It's, you know, you're right there at Philpott Lake. You've got Salthouse Branch Campground right here in your back door. Lots and lots of features here we could talk about. Mainly wooded. There's not a lot of open ground on this property here on Philpott Road, and so it would be timberland, but a great place for you to go hang out, maybe do some hunting, chase a deer around if you're interested in that. But this is Philpott Road in Henry. Again, a great location here and very within just 2 minutes of Philpott Lake here on Philpott Road. Then we'll talk a little bit more about this adjacent property, the one I just showed you. This is Cottonwood Drive. It is in the town of Henry, still in Franklin County, 115, almost 116 acres here. You are right up next to Salthouse Branch Campground. Twin Creek Marina is not far away at all. Just a great spot here, prime recreational land. There is a little bit of open ground currently in hay production, but you know, certainly if you're interested in maybe creating some food plots, making a really enjoyable hunting property, this will be a great spot to do that. And then, you know, store that boat there somewhere close by. You can be on the water in 5 minutes there at Philpott Lake. Skiing.
Fishing.
Fishing. I was thinking about fishing, Bob. Getting that line wet, reeling in that big old bass. You know what I'm talking about?
I'd like to see it.
I know you know what I'm talking about. So this is Cottonwood Drive in Henry.
Next we'll come back to Deerwood Drive. Deerwood Drive is just outside the town limits of Rocky Mount off the Doe Run Road, and you're looking at Grassy Hill there off in the distance, but it's close enough to the town limits of Rocky Mount to be on public water. One of the borders is the Pig River. Another border to the right is a very strong creek leading into the Pig River with several little waterfalls. So a lot of people desire views, a lot of people desire proximity to amenities such as Walmart, the hospital, schools, and have some privacy and views, yet, and again, you have frontage on the Pig River as well as a creek. So it has a lot of things going for it. Another thing is, I bought a lot a couple years ago, and never underestimate the cost to clear something, put it in a road, and obtain power. So there's power on the property. As I mentioned, there's public water. There's a barn. I think it's 48 by 52 with 7 stalls. The loft you see in this picture.
48 by 52, that's a pretty good sized barn.
Yes, it is. This is the inside. It has 7 stalls. Again, there's a 200 amp breaker box in this barn, as well as in public water. But basically it's raw land. Majority of it is wooded. And again, it's off Deerwood, which is near, which adjoins Doe Run Road. Big River, really good views of Grassy Hill and other mountains, nice creek on the property, opportunity for an extremely private home site. We do have a survey of that property, glad to share it with you.
So we're going to come back north now, just north of Rocky Mount, not far from the intersection of Wirtz Road and 220. You will find Ormac Lane. Here is a 6.43 acre property. Very nice, large home on the property. There's a little over 6,000 total square feet here in this home. You can see from the pictures, well, you will see from the pictures that this home is one of a kind. Something that definitely worth investigating if you're interested in a 5-bedroom. If you were to search for a 5-bedroom home in Franklin County, Bob, the list would be pretty short.
Yes, it would.
So here's one, 5 bedrooms, 4 baths. As I mentioned, they're a little over 6,000 total square feet. You do see the attached 2-door garage here. There is an additional storage shed garage on the property as well. We'll show you some pictures. We're going to walk up here to the front porch. You got a nice slate front porch. As you step in, that slate continues on into the grand foyer here, a grand staircase. Again, this is a very unique home. It's one of a kind. So I encourage you to, if you're interested in such property, give us a shout. We'd love to show this one to you. Here's one of 3 fireplaces. Yes, Bob, 3 fireplaces. One of 3 fireplaces here on Ormac Lane. This one happens to be here in the living room. Come around here, we show you the dining room area. Miss Betty always appreciates a home with lots of storage. Here is one. There is plenty of storage everywhere you turn, not only in the kitchen and dining room area, but then when you go throughout the house, there are closets everywhere. And we've got a kitchen, shot of the kitchen here. Chance to see that storage and prep area that you've got in the kitchen, always a nice feature. Here's number 2, fireplace here in the family room. But come around, we've got a sunroom that runs down the length on one side of this home. Here's a picture of one of those, one picture of the sunroom on one end. We'll show you another one here in a moment. We'll step into the master bedroom suite here. Again, I talked about that closet space. You get a chance to see the his and her closets right here in the master bedroom. Here's a bedroom number 2. Of course, this is the main bathroom on the entry level of the home. Moving around to another bedroom. As I mentioned, there's 5 bedrooms here on this property. This is a shot of the sunroom from the other side. Great spot for you to, maybe you got a little succulent and herb garden going. This is a great spot for that. We step up the stairs. Here we go upstairs. Chance to see some of the bedrooms up here, but tons of storage space, tons of just room in this home here on Ormac Lane. As I mentioned, a little over 6,000 total square feet. This is all upstairs. We come back downstairs, we'll finish out. Here's the 3rd fireplace that you see here on the lower level in the basement. Tons of space here for a rec room, a crochet room, a laundry room. I mean, whatever room you wanted to make it, you've got plenty of space here for that. It is a walkout basement, which is always a great feature. A bathroom on the lower level. Here's a shot of that laundry room. Tons of storage here. Bob, there'll be a spot for every pair of your jeans would have its own shelf here on Ormac Lane. 6.43 acres. You step outside, you get a chance to see a part of the backyard, but a great spot for you to be able to get out and play. You certainly got room for a football field on 6.43 acres, or maybe a baseball field. Here's the shot of the garage shop area. It does have a concrete floor. That's always a nice positive. Another additional storage shed here closer to the house. 6.43 acres, Ormac Lane, just outside of the town of Rocky Mount on the north side. Love to show it to you.
So we'll go from a little bit north of Rocky Mount on Ormac Lane to just 2 or 3 miles south to this fine one-owner brick home on Virgil Good Highway across from the Willow Creek Golf Course. Almost 14.5 acres, nice paved driveway leading in. All this land is wooded. Timber had been cut in many decades, so it's very private. We have a nice brick walkway to a brick covered front porch. And we're going to step inside the entry level. Again, a one-owner brick home that has just under 2,700 square feet on the entry level. There's a brick foyer, large living room and formal dining room. If you come in off the paved drive to the left into the 2-car garage, step into a breezeway into this large kitchen with this very nice breakfast or dining area with a bay window. Nice cherry cabinets in the kitchen. Formal dining room. Real nice den off the kitchen with hardwood floors, masonry fireplace, built-in bookshelves. It's a 4-bedroom, 3.5-bath home with 3 bedrooms and 2.5 baths on the entry level. Very large number of closets in all bedrooms. High quality materials used throughout. Also on the entry level, just off the kitchen, is a laundry, a desk area, and a half bath. So in addition to the 2,676 square feet on the entry, there's 1,000 square feet in the lower level that's finished. Nice game room, family room, big enough for a pool table, the wet bar. Very large bedroom, again, lots of closet space and a full bath in this lower level. No steps to get into that lower level from the yard, so if you had a guest, they could have their privacy to come in and leave, and be very private for a guest. 2-car garage. Nice view of the back of the home. Slate patio off that family room or den I showed you earlier with a masonry fireplace. In addition to the home, there's 4 separate lots that are included in this listing that could be sold separately. They're included in the listing. The new owner could sell them separately. They border Clark Road, which is a state road, and you can access those lots off of Clark Road if you wished. And it's very level up there. Good, easy to put a driveway in. Really nice home just a little south of Rocky Mount with 14.48 acres and 4 additional lots included.
So Bob got done showing you a really nice property there just south of Rocky Mount on 220 and on Virgil Good Highway. And here I'm going to show you another property. It's a little further south on Lillian Knapp Road. That is off of what would be the original Henry Road. But it would be from 220 south, you'd turn right on Oak Level and then right on Henry Road, and then this Lillian Knapp Road is on your left. But the great features here with this home in that you've got a nice 2-bedroom, 2-bath brick ranch home, very well taken care of and updated. And then we've got some additional buildings here that really make this property on Lillian Knapp very unique. So we'll just start out here showing you the home itself. As I mentioned, it's 2 bedrooms and 2 full baths. 1,959 total square feet on 2 levels. It is a walkout basement. But you get a chance to see the living room area. It's coming through that front door. Here's a shot from looking from the front door across over towards the kitchen. But you can see the updates, the luxury vinyl flooring that's taken place here throughout the entry level. Here's a shot of the kitchen. Of course, the eat-in bar is always a nice feature. Here's the primary bedroom on the entry level. Bath here as well. We step downstairs, you've got the family room. Nice masonry fireplace. We come around here to an additional room, whether this be a rec room, storage. You've got a couple of different options here on this lower level. Of course, there's a bathroom on the lower level as well. Just come back upstairs. You do have a nice little patio there off the front side of the home. We'll turn around and we'll get a chance to see this nice two-door garage. Sits just to the right of the home. This whole property is 8.87 acres. It does have a nice stream running through the property. So if you're interested in livestock, this will be a great spot for, you know, cows, horses, pigs, goats. We can go on and on, Bob, but this will be a great spot for that. We'll go back now to that two-door garage that I'm showing here in the picture. You've got a excuse me, it's a 30 by 68. So up here this is on the lower level. You've got a single garage door on entry on one end, and then this nice workshop down below, wide open down there. Here's a shot from the other side. You step upstairs, you've got a nice paint booth. So if you're a car enthusiast, this would be a great spot to maybe catch up on that project you've been putting off. There's two-door garage upstairs here that gives you access to car garages, or two single-car garage doors, excuse me, here, as well as a man door entry from on the upper level. But great access. Your ability to get in and get out is, well, has been very well thought of, and a great spot. And then you've got plenty of storage here on this upper level as well. Here we are coming around, getting a shot of this 30 by 68 detached garage workshop area here on Lilly and Knapp. And if that wasn't enough, this building here, 36 by 100. You see the two large garage doors. There is a third on the back side of this shop area. 100% concrete floor from one end to the other. That is a unique and very nice feature here in this metal shop building. It is open. You've got high ceilings. There's 16-foot ceilings. Those doors are 14 feet high. You can get tons and tons of things in here. We were talking before about how many boats you could potentially get in here. We're not far from Philpott Lake, so getting in and getting out is nice here with that. A really nice feature here on Lilly and Knapp. One-of-a-kind building, one of those things you just gotta see to appreciate. And again, here's a couple more shots of the 8.87 acres here on Lilly and Knapp Road.
So we're about to run out of time, but we have roughly a minute, so we'll go over this home on Grassy Hill Road and maybe cover it in more detail in next week's show. This is a unique property because it has two homes on the property. 1,241 square feet you see in this particular home. Really good views, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. The second home has 2 bedrooms and an updated bathroom and roughly 728 square feet and 1.5 acres. So again, very unique property with 2 homes on that property. And we'll be glad to give you more details and a lot of pictures of this particular property on Grassy Hill Road on next week's show. But I think we're about out of time for this week's program. Thank you. Thanks again to Cable 12 and Jamie Singleton for helping us here on Mountain Lake Realty Showcase. Thank you for watching.
Take care.